What you here for? Strictly business. Yeah. You want a job or get rich? I'm bossed up. 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 Got boss in my IV. Just check my ID, and that's why I be the HNIC. People despise me. My services ain't free. Ain't trying to hear your story, homie. Cop me, no please. In high school, corner, quarterback. Nowadays, corner, quarter sack. Keep that on the low, rappers turning into rats. Fly snitching on they self, DEA ransack.
What's good, what's poppin'? We're a little late, Moolah just running a little late. He's stuck in traffic. That Bay Area traffic get a little crazy.
Don't it though, man? Don't it though?
Shout out to everybody who's waiting. My brother texted me talking about we start the show late. I'm glad everybody's waiting. That's what we're doing. That's how we're gonna do it. Because I'm gonna go crazy today.
We love the anticipation and
love it.
We love that we got people hitting us up to start the show. Like this was the dream. This is the goal.
This is the goal. This is the dream. What is not the dream is people that we have to deal with on the social medias and big head media. But we're gonna get to it first thing. This is 2 weeks in a row that I got to go here.
I'm gonna be a bully out there. Yeah, me, I'm gonna be a goddamn bully, and ain't nothing y'all can do to stop me.
Oh, gee. Come on, man.
What do I mean by that? So, last week we had a topic where we was talking about who would you rather take? Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. And it wasn't about statistical things that they have done. It wasn't about where their careers are at this moment or what they have done throughout their careers present. True. It was talent. It was skill set. And when I was saying, look, Lamar can do everything that Patrick Mahomes can do, but Patrick Mahomes cannot do everything that Lamar does, people threw their arms in the air. Oh my God, how could you say that? Who's won more games? Who did this? Who did that? I was like, that you're not listening to what I said. What I said was, if you was to change absolutely nothing, and you take Lamar Jackson, can you put him in the Kansas City Chiefs offense, and will the offense function worse, as good, or better with Lamar Jackson?
It'll probably function better, honestly, because he has more. Never mind. Go ahead.
Exactly. Like, this is like just think about it. Just imagine Lamar Jackson on the same field playing offense with a Tyreek Hill. Like, what do you defend at that point? Because you can't crowd the box like teams like to do with the Ravens because they don't have the weapons on the outside. If you throw a Tyreek Hill out there, you're gonna have to keep your secondary back. You got basically pick your poison. So the offense would run as good or better with Lamar playing quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, flip it, keeping everything the exact same way. Can Patrick Mahomes run the Baltimore Ravens offense? No. The offense would look completely worse. That's what I'm talking about. Like, that's what I mean. But everybody's in the comments arguing with me. Oh, my God, how can you say that? Mahomes is a generational talent. I'm not saying he's not a generational talent. What I'm telling you is he needs specific things, and he's not a plug-and-play guy. Lamar is a plug-and-play. There isn't an offense in the NFL that Lamar can't play in. There are certain offenses that Patrick Mahomes cannot play in. Doesn't mean he's still not a good quarterback. It's just that he can't go to Philadelphia and run Philadelphia's offense. It's not going to work. Sorry. It doesn't help his skill set. But Lamar can go and play for Kyle Shanahan. He can go and play in Philadelphia. He can play you can put him in any offense and he'll be fine because of the added bonus of his legs. Patrick Mahomes don't have the legs and the arm that Lamar has. That's all it is. It's not to disrespect anybody. It's the same way you can't put, I don't know, because the argument was about talent versus statistics and all this other nonsense. I was like, at talent, like Michael Vick is probably the most talented quarterback the NFL has ever seen.
Yeah, definitely. As far as throwing and running the football,
Yeah.
like quite literally.
He's not, but he's not Peyton Manning or Tom Brady. Like there's a difference. You got to be able to separate the two. Stop being dumb.
I
Talent.
think the only difference would be, right, or really the only thing that you can kind of say, right? Well, and it's like this, right? Because when you have players like, take Cam Newton, right? He's in the media a lot. Take Cam Newton, right? And then we'll go ahead and do his comparison, or the guy who he was quote unquote competing with at the time, Colin Kaepernick, right? Now, at that time, both of those guys were looked at as top quarterbacks in their respective conferences and their respective divisions. Now, the difference was you could take Cam and his play style and plug it anywhere. You couldn't do that with Kaepernick. And although, right, because I already know people are going to say, oh, Kaepernick was a running quarterback too. He was a running quarterback too. Yes, he was. Exactly. His arm strength and his accuracy and his pocket presence and his timing and his footwork were nothing on Cam's, because, and he literally said this out of his own fucking mouth, when Cam Newton was focused more on QB mechanics to tighten up his QB mechanics, Colin Kaepernick was not. So automatically, do you see that? You see that disconnect. You see that separation growing, right? Now this person's starting to tune up a lot more while this person's staying the same, right? So now defenses are going to be able to key on what Colin Kaepernick's doing, but they're not going to be able to key on what Cam Newton's doing. It's the same things, right? It's the same thing that's happening right now with Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. Why is Patrick Mahomes the third or fourth leading person in the NFL with interceptions right now? Because everybody knows what the fuck he's doing. They can look at it. Look at the play call, watch film, be like, oh, I already know this is coming. They don't have Tyreek. They don't have no stupid speedy receivers that we got to worry about downfield. All we have to do is worry about Travis Kelce.
Right.
But with Lamar, it's different now, because now you have to worry about his running ability. But because he stepped his passing ability up, you have to worry about both now.
Yeah, and I don't even think it's that he stepped up his passing ability. I just think now the weapons that he have on the outside are actually producing.
Well, there's that too. But you know how people like to paint that narrative. Oh, Lamar's not, bro. If y'all go look, and since we have all of these stat watchers and number watchers, go look at the numbers, see how consistent they are, and then come back and tell me Lamar's not a good passer of the football.
Because, and like that's another thing. It was just like, look, man, quarterback, and I'm gonna touch on this later in the show as well, because apparently, there's been a lot of talk about if Lamar loses this game, the impact that it would have, yada yada. This is big head media talk right now, and how it can derail him, and we can look at Lamar in a certain kind of way. And it's a same conversation that I heard them have about Brock Purdy and who has more pressure on them, Brock Purdy or the defense for the 49ers. And we'll get to that in a minute. But just keep that in mind. I'm a destroy every bit of nonsense that you know how I watch Speak all the time, and listening to Joy Taylor and the rest of those dummies, except for Emmanuel Acho. I always gotta separate Emmanuel Acho
because he actually knows what he's talking about.
Right. The rest of them just be talking nonsense.
Couldn't play the game for damn, but I didn't know what he's talking about.
So I was gonna throw on my number 4 jersey today, but I didn't do it. My number 4 jersey was gonna be in celebration of Melvin going 0 for 4 last week, but wasn't my fault. There was a lot of goofy stuff that happened last week with these games, where it could have gone either way. And I'm upset about it. I'm upset because I got another week of Patrick Mahomes that I didn't want. The 49er Packer game was it was dicey. I mean, I would have liked to see Jordan Love and the Packers win that game. I wouldn't have to hear my brother's mouth. That would have been cool. What happened with Baker and the Lions was garbage. I'm gonna talk about that. We're gonna break these 4 games down.
Yeah, I was gonna say because we're gonna get to that, man. Because I ain't even gonna lie to you. Yeah,
we're gonna break these 4 games down real quick.
Mr. Bowles got some splaining to do. Okay.
Right. So let's start with the Texans Ravens game. This game pretty much came down to the Texans got overwhelmed.
Basically.
They got overwhelmed. Young team coming into Baltimore, and that Baltimore defense is serious. It's looking very Ravenish. Like I know it's the Ravens, but
I already knew what you mean. What you mean.
It's looking very Ravenish, and
absolutely,
that defense was flying. Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen, they're monsters in the middle of that defense. The secondary is playing very well, and they gave C.J. Stroud everything he wanted. They gave it to him. They stopped the run. They stopped the pass. They made him uncomfortable. I know the weather was a big issue as well, but the Texans, they couldn't even run the ball. They couldn't do nothing.
So what happens when you got a team. Well, I mean, this is the thing, right? This is the thing that I've seen most of the time, most of the games from the Ravens, right? Their mentality is different, right? Nothing's really changed personnel-wise from their team or scheme-wise from what they did last year. Nothing's changed. Their mentality is different, right? And that has to attest to Lamar's leadership. Now, everybody, all the reports, all the analysts have been saying that he's been more of a vocal leader because we remember how Lamar came in. It was more chill, more laid back, right? He's more of a vocal leader, more of an in-your-face leader, right? More calling people out, right? Want to see people do better. And I think personally that has got this defense to another level, right? They see their quarterback coming out here like, yeah, he sat there, and although he sat out last year, he fought for what is his and what he believed is his, right? And now he's coming in and he's putting in the work and he's demanding another level from us, right? I think that's kind of what they're going. Like, they're feeding off of each other's energy. If you kind of look at the game and watch the game, you see Lamar get turned up when the defense make a play. You see the defense get turned up when Lamar makes a play, and they're feeding off of that energy. And that is the most dangerous thing amongst a football team, when the offense and the defense are feeding off of each other's energy. Because now you have a defense that's up here and the offense that's up here, while the opponent's down here. Y'all still trying to catch up. It's not going to happen. That defense they're on another level, okay? And it's a mentality thing. Nothing has changed. It's all a mentality, and they doubted this year, okay? Them boys is up this year, and they want all the smoke that's coming to them, and then some.
Yeah, and what did we say a couple of weeks ago? So if we see if this pops up on one of the network shows again, where we got it from. We said football is the most complementary sport. Everybody relies on everybody. Offense relies on defense. Defense relies on offense. A quarterback is only as good as the receivers that are catching the ball, as good as the offensive line that is blocking. Yep. Same thing with running backs. A running back is only as good as the offensive line that is blocking, and the wide receivers that are doing their job as well. Like, everybody relies on everybody. So when you have a team that looks at that guy, they look at 8, and they're like, yo, we're gonna go as far as he go. And they feed the defense, Patrick Queen. Was it Patrick Queen? I think it was Patrick. I forgot who it was when Odell scored. But matter of fact, it was even before Odell had scored, because he told them, he said, show them why you a legend. Odell scored. He jumped up off the bench, ran to the end zone, picked Odell up, hugged him. They walked to the sideline. This team is together. And that's, like you said, that's a scary situation.
It's very scary, man. It's very, very scary, dog. When you have a team that has camaraderie like this, we've seen what the opposite of this looks like, right? That was the Philadelphia Eagles this year, right? We've seen a team that was together, and they go to the Super Bowl. They ended up ultimately losing, right? Kind of demoralizing. They lose their coaches, right? They lose a few key players, right? And that shit changes the dynamic of a locker room, right? But you have a team that now they got their quarterback back, right? They added some people. They didn't really lose anybody. They added some guys, right? Now they're coming in with a different mentality. Now they're coming in with a different mindset, right? Now they're coming in more together, more fired up, more linked in, more locked in together. And it's like I said, it's a mentality thing, bro. And we've seen it. You see the guys that want to play for each other and they want to keep playing. They want to keep playing. When you have guys that want to play for the guy next to them, like it's above a level of just playing for yourself, right? Oh, I want to play so I look good. I want to play. Like when you have guys that have your back, that want to play for you, that want to see you win along with yourself winning, it's a different game. And when you hear these guys talk about each other, when you see these guys on social media, because I don't know if anybody follows them on social media, but if you follow Ravens Twitter, all of them are hanging out together. They're going out to dinner. Lamar Jackson, Zay Jones, Odell, even freaking Mark Andrews, they're all together. Patrick Queen, Kyle Hamilton, they're all together at all points in time. You can't buy that type of camaraderie.
No. And to piggyback on what you said was dope. And football is a selfless sport. The second it becomes selfish is when it falls apart. Like, I do my job, like as a receiver, I have to block so that the running back can do what he do. The offensive line has to block so that the quarterback, running back, receivers can do what they do. Offensive linemen are the most selfless people on the football field because they do all the dirty work and don't get none of the glory.
None of it.
So when you see a running back score a touchdown and he give the ball to the tight end, to the offensive lineman, so the offensive line can spike it, that's him saying, "Bro, I can't do this without you." When the quarterback buys the offensive line, Christmas gifts and all this stuff, and they do it because they're the most selfless dudes on the field.
And they never get the appreciation for it. Nobody ever shouts them out. They don't get MVPs. They don't get offensive linemen of the years. They don't get none of that, bro. They don't get to have awards and shit. You feel me?
When a wide receiver is blocking downfield, what's the homie for the 49ers? Jennings.
Oh, yep.
Like, when you see stuff like that, that's why they get the praise that they do. It's because he's going above and beyond to make sure that guy behind him, he can pick up those extra 3-4 yards. That's what gets, I'm gonna go off on the highway right now for a little tangent, but that's what made Larry Fitzgerald so different. That's what made Jerry Rice so different. That's what made T.O. different. Because they were willing to mix it up in the run game. So when you run a sweep and you got Jerry Rice, you got T.O., you got Larry Fitzgerald out there making blocks on cornerbacks and safeties and stuff like that, cracking back on linebackers, and you're like, hey, thank you. Like, I appreciate you on that. Because there's too many receivers that don't do it because they're selfish, not selfless.
George Pickens.
This is what happened. This is what happened with the Philadelphia Eagles. Everybody got selfish. AJ Brown.
I was saying AJ Brown.
You got selfish. It started to become about me and not about we. What can we do? How can we win?
What can I do to help? What can I do to help me look good on the field instead of what can I do to help the team win?
Yep. And the Baltimore Ravens, they all live by that. Like, yo, I'm gonna do my job so you can get off and do your thing.
Yep. Because when you have somebody that's tunnel vision focused on getting a ring, and they know that nothing else matters but that ring, and that's the biggest picture. Nobody cares about looking good. Nobody cares. That's the reason why Lamar Jackson don't care about his fucking stats. Everybody talking about his stats. Oh, well, how is he gonna win MVP and he didn't pass for 4,000 yards? Because this nigga don't care about his stats, bro. That nigga don't care about the stats. He cares about wins.
What did we say last week? How do you justify a quarterback salary? By winning Super Bowls.
By winning games, right?
By winning games.
That's the reason why Aaron Rodgers, no matter how many fucking times, and I love Aaron Rodgers. Everybody knows he's my favorite fucking quarterback in the league until he retires, right? This is the reason why he can win 5 goddamn NFL MVPs while getting bounced in the playoffs. Because wins matter, and how you do it matters. It's not just the numbers at the end of the day. If that was the case, Derek Carr should have 5 MVPs by now because he's passed 4,000 yards literally every single year since he's been in the goddamn league.
Yeah, you justify quarterbacks by W's. But what Jameis do?
I was just saying, what Jameis? You feel me? Eat the W's, man. You better stop playing.
EWs. That's how you justify a quarterback salary. Can he win you games? Yes. Can he win in the playoffs? Hopefully. Can he win you a championship? Eventually. That's how that works. That's how you can justify paying a dude a bunch of money.
Yep.
Okay. Speaking of money, hopefully my brother watches because I'm gonna give him break down this Packer game that they should have lost. This was the toughie. The Packers lost this game. You can't get into the red zone 4 times and kick field goal.
And miss one. That's crucial.
Right. You got to score a touchdown, especially against a team like the 49ers. You got to score a touchdown. They did everything that they were supposed to do except put the ball in the end zone, which is weird because that's what they did best for the majority of the year. When they got in the red zone, they were scoring touchdowns. So shout out to that 49er defense for throwing the clamps on once they got inside that 20 and just holding on just long enough for that last drive to score the touchdown, yada, yada. And I hate leaving the games into the legs of kickers. I hate it. With a passion, I hate it. I hate it so much.
I'm going to expand on that point after you're done.
Go ahead, jump in, man. Go
ahead. So a few things from this game, right? I'm not going to take too long, but just a few things from this game. Number one, as a quarterback, everybody knows the cardinal sin: never throw across your fucking body. Okay, so Jordan Love, we'll chalk that up as a young mistake, and we'll go ahead and move on. We'll correct it and move on from it. As Mel said, you got to score when you're in the red zone, especially against a team like that. You can't leave any points on the board or off the board. With the team of that caliber, you have to score. You have to capitalize. But to bring up this missed kick, right? Because I know we're going to get into that later on with the Bills and the Chiefs game. To bring up this missed kick, because everybody wants to start making excuses for kickers like they don't have one fucking job to kick the damn ball. Okay? Now, I understand the pressure. I understand the moment, all this shit like that, blah, 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 the weather, all this shit like that. I get it, right? I was a holder for majority of my high school career and college. Okay, I definitely understand the elements in which it takes to kick the fucking field goal. Trust me, I get it. But I'm also a fucking football player, dog. Which means you have one fucking job. That job in which you do all day at practice. Y'all niggas do it all day at practice. I don't want to hear no fucking excuses about no. Y'all do it all fucking day at practice. Like there ain't shit else y'all fucking do. Literally, there's nothing else y'all do. Matter of fact, y'all don't always do it all day at practice. You motherfuckers do it all day during the goddamn game. On the sideline, before the game, even after the goddamn game, because you motherfuckers feel bad because you be fucking off kicks, okay? I'm not sitting here talking about the weather. I'm not sitting here. But when you go out here and you shaking kicks after practicing that shit all fucking week and all goddamn day, no, I'm on your ass, bro. Because why? You had one job. Make the fucking kick and let's go home. Let's go home. Like Kenny Smith said, let's go home, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go home.
I get it. I say I hate leaving it into their legs or whatever. But I also understand how hard it is to kick goddamn football. And
absolutely, I don't take nothing away from that because that shit is hard.
To be on the other side to defend it, conditions weren't the best. It is what it is. Like I'm not gonna. Kicking a football is hard, and kicking it, on the sidelines into a net, kicking it during practice is totally different than kicking
completely different
when you got 11 dudes flying at you, and the snap. The guy snapping the ball got to snap the ball perfect, and there's a lot of different elements going on. So I just hate leaving it into their hands as a quarterback. I mean,
absolutely
for end game situation.
And
to piggyback.
I completely feel that, bro. And the only reason why I'm so strong feeling on that is because when I was in college, all I seen was my kickers kick all fucking day, right? And these niggas will go out there and shank every. I'm talking about, bro, dog, Mel. You would have probably fought them motherfuckers as a player or coach. Don't matter, bro. As a fan, because they was going out there fucking off extra points, G. Like,
Well,
I'm talking about PATs, okay?
Yeah, but then you got to, then that's a serious problem. Field goals is different.
You feel me? So, like, it got to a point to where, like, we would literally start to recreate the situation just so these niggas wouldn't get tight buttholes and miss the goddamn kick, bro. And they would still go in the game and miss the kick. Came to the point where we just started going for two. That's the reason why low-key have no sympathy for him. But at the same time, I definitely understand.
No, I get you. I totally understand. And Jordan Love also. Let me get to the end of the game throw that Jordan Love did. You got to understand situation, young fella. You got to understand. Cardinal rule. You never throw across the middle late. And even worse, you don't roll to your right and throw across to your left late. That's stupid. Come on, young guy.
And double coverage.
Season. You had a really good season, and that was not like that's not how it should have ended. Not like that. But these are growing. This is first year as a starter, so these are growing moments for him. But to get the Packers to the second round of the playoffs is something that nobody thought that he could do. So a shout out to the Pack and that young team. That team is only going to get better. That's the scary
It's
part.
only up from here.
So
they're the youngest team in the league.
Yeah, and Brock Purdy, he got lucky a little bit. There was a couple passes that should have been picked off and should have been interceptions that didn't turn into interceptions. That's why we talk. The type. The thumbnail says "what if." A lot of what ifs. If a couple of those passes were intercepted, we're looking at a totally different game. Field goals were made, we're looking at a totally different game. Because the 49ers did not play their best game. And if there was a time to beat the 49ers, that was the time. Because when they're clicking on all cylinders, the only team that I think can even handle them is in the AFC. So,
you're absolutely right. To speak on the 49ers a little bit, I know I'm always biased against the 49ers. But a few things, okay? Number one, I did call them going to the Super Bowl and potentially winning the Super Bowl. It's on Kyle Shanahan. That's all I've been saying all season. Kyle Shanahan has to coach to win, not to lose, okay? Second, Brock Purdy. I understand that everybody wants to talk about Brock Purdy now. He's a game manager. Brock Purdy. I can't believe to say Brock Purdy. How he's a game manager, all the stuff like that right now. Understand something, guys, okay? Not every single fucking quarterback is going to be a Tom Brady, is going to be a Peyton Manning, is going to be Aaron Rodgers, is going to be Brett Favre. Because guess what? Right? I don't know if you guys knew this, but those guys have had or have bad games too, okay? Those guys have came out and had stinker games to the point where, guess what? They got to rely on a fucking kicker at the end of the game to win. Adam Vinatieri, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. There's a reason why the kickers are more than likely, when you look at it, they're the leading scorers in the fucking franchises because they're relied on a lot. So we have to give them.
They do a lot of shit. That's why
they do a lot of shit, right? So that's why I said I understand, I get it, but sometimes I don't have sympathy. But look, check this out. Everybody wants to weigh this bad game on Brock Purdy like quarterbacks don't have bad games. He didn't throw any interceptions. He didn't lose the ball at any point in time in the fucking game, right? It's just y'all didn't expect him to, or y'all didn't see him make the crazy throws that he is used to making. He had a good throw to Vito. That was a great connection.
He had a couple. The first down he threw to keep the drive going on third.
To keep the drive going, right?
It was third and 16 when he threw it to was it Ayuk or Jennings? One of them two. He dropped it. He dropped it over the linebacker head. That's a big time throw.
Bro, and it's like a lot of people aren't talking about that, but they want to talk about the throws that he missed. I'm like, okay, well, y'all got to talk about the throws that he's made as well, right? I get it. He didn't play his best game, but he played well enough for them to win, right? And another thing that we have to remember is he was the last pick of the draft. He was a rookie last year who didn't get a full season to work with. He actually got to play a full season, and he was first literally in every single fucking passing category. Now, there's not much more that he can do or that he should be doing. He's literally doing everything he's supposed to be doing. Like I said, I get it. Everybody has a bad game. Everybody has a rough game, right? But as a team, nobody played well, right? Kyle Shanahan didn't even fucking coach well in the game. right? So we got to
No, like
start.
I
We
said,
got to stop sitting up there trying to put all of this pressure on the quarterback. Like it's all his fault and all. No, y'all, relax.
no,
Okay,
we're gonna talk about that in a
he
second
had a pretty
because
solid game. He didn't have a great game, right? But at the end of the day, he did his job and got his team the win, and that's really all we should be asking for. Now,
right.
coming up into this game, right? Because the Lions' run defense is very, very good,
No,
and the
no, no, no,
Lions'
no.
pass defense is.
We're
Are we
gonna get
not
to
there
that.
yet? Okay, my bad.
No,
My bad.
we're not there yet. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. We're not there yet.
My bad. I jumped the gun. My bad.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there because there's a lot of stuff that I want to talk about that specifically. So we're gonna get there. But like I said, if there was a time to get the 49ers, that was the time to get them. And the Packers didn't do it. Move on to.
I just want everybody to leave Brock Purdy alone because although I'm a Niner hater, he's literally beating all odds. Everybody, like, relax, okay? Give my boy time to fucking grow, okay? Y'all can't hate him one week and then love him the next week and then hate him. No, either you're gonna be on the side and ride with him and give him the confidence, or you're not, bro. Like, give the young quarterback time to grow and come into himself as a fucking quarterback.
Yeah, because they wishy-washy. We're gonna get to that in a second. Let's get to the Bucks and the Lions game. Now this game, oh, I'm so mad. I'm so mad because the point of this, what made me mad in this game is what we're going to talk about later, about how we view quarterbacks and what they're responsible for and what they're not responsible for. So, with this game, let me pull this up real quick before I go crazy. Okay. Tampa should have won this game by at least 14. There were 2 dropped interceptions by Tampa Bay defenders that would have stopped drive and stopped the point.
Actually, there were 3, but keep going.
Okay. An interception that was dropped in the end zone, which ended up in a Lions field goal. That was 3 points. There was a couple other ones that I'm like, okay, let's tighten it up. Baker threw his 2 picks. I'm not taking that away from Baker. But the game was still in the balance. Baker scored quick, did everything he was supposed to do. Now, the defense. Defense. What you got to do? Stop the run. Stop the run. That's all you got to do. Come on. Tighten it up. Get the ball back to your offense. Let's see what happens. You know what the Tampa defense could not do? Play defense. That's what they couldn't do. There was no defense. They allowed the Detroit Lions to look like, what was it, the 86 49ers? Who won? When they won the Super Bowl? It wasn't 86, because Giants won it in 86. Whenever the fuck.
Yeah, no, Giants won 86.
Yeah. Whenever the fuck, they made Jahmyr Gibbs look like the reincarnation of Barry Sanders.
They kind of did. I'm not gonna lie to you, dog.
They couldn't stop Amon-Ra St. Brown, which is, like I said, it's a hard task in itself. He's a talented wide receiver.
Very
but
good.
You allowed Jared Goff to just continue to get off. And Baker was matching it every once in a while. And this is why I say, did they lose because the quarterback didn't play well? Or did they lose because the defense didn't hold up their end of the bargain?
I would say it was more on the defense than anything.
And this is why, when we're saying, oh, well, he's not a good quarterback because his record in the playoffs is this, that, and the third. Okay, but you got to look at what happened, though. See, I can say that Aaron Rodgers played a bad game against the 49ers a couple years ago in the playoffs.
True.
Because the offense didn't score a single touchdown.
Nope.
You know what I mean? They lost. No, I think they scored 1. But
no, the offense didn't score at all.
The 49ers didn't score a touchdown.
Neither of them did.
They didn't? I could have. Okay.
No, neither of them did. That game was won strictly on special teams.
On special teams, right. Like, so I can look at that and be like, you know what? That's the Aaron Rodgers problem. He fucked that up. You know what I mean? When Tom Brady lost the Super Bowl to the Eagles, it wasn't that Tom Brady didn't show up. It's the defense didn't show up.
Yep, he had 500 yards.
You know what I'm saying? So when we have these conversations, you can't say, oh, well, Baker this and look at his playoff record. Don't do that. Don't do that. Wasn't his fault. Defense didn't show up. And shout out to the Lions. Like I said, the same thing with the 49ers. Like this game, they should have lost this game. They hung around just enough to pull it out at the end. They did like I said, they did their job. They did exactly what they were supposed to do. Because their defense didn't show up either.
Absolutely not.
Like, it did not. So, because the Tampa offense was moving the ball up and down the field. The problem is that the other offense was doing the exact same thing.
And they were scoring.
So, that game got me upset. I was highly upset because I was hoping we can get Baker into the Super Bowl or something.
I think the only problem I had with that game.
I don't think Tampa's letting Baker leave without a contract.
What? The Vikings.
I'm not mad at that though. I think if they can get a running back, I wouldn't. I'm not against it.
Y'all realize Mike Evans had 1,200 yards, 1,300 yards this year with Baker, right? After everybody said he wouldn't. So y'all really gonna go ahead and give Baker Justin Jefferson?
That's why I said
I want everybody to think about think about it, guys. Y'all gonna give Baker Mayfield, Justin Jefferson,
and Jordan Addison,
TJ
Hawkinson.
As
I said, if they get a running back, I'm with that. Like,
y'all gonna put Baker behind that offense for real? Come on, guys. Let's really talk about this because then the narrative behind Baker is gonna have to change, like it was in Cleveland. Like, I don't know if y'all want that.
Yeah, like that'll be pretty scary. Like if they can get a running back, like a solid somebody they can hand the ball off to, and isn't what's his name there? Cam Akers is there.
Mm-hmm. Sure is. And they got Alexander Madison.
I don't really like him too much.
I really don't like him either. Honestly, I think they're probably going to hit the draft and get another running back. But that's who they decided to rock with, other than Dalvin. Right. So
if they can get a running back and put Baker with that offense, I'm not mad at that at all. I'm not mad at it. I just don't think Tampa gonna let him leave.
Oh no, fuck no. Because if I was Tampa, I'm not letting Baker out the door. Like, not without a deal, at least. No, absolutely not.
He's gonna get at least a 3-year deal out of Tampa.
At least, and he better, because what? Yeah, no, sit down. Come get this pen. We finna sign this deal, because no, because the defense can only get better. You know what I'm saying? That was my only problem that they let the Lions command the game by running the ball. Like everybody knows, in order to be successful in the playoffs, you got to be able to run the ball.
Which is crazy, and I'm gonna touch on that in a second. As soon as we get to after we get through this last game with the Bills and Chiefs, that shit started glitching out on me. That the Tampa defense normally stops the run.
Yeah, that's what was irritating me. That was their strength.
So that's what was killing me. It's like y'all can't do the thing that y'all do well and stop the damn run.
And their DBs were
Antoine Winfield Jr. blew one.
Oh.
He had an easy pick and he undercut the ball like a dodo bird. I don't know what he was looking at, but it was the easiest pick he could have. It would have been the easiest pick he ever got.
Well, I mean, their DBs were. Oh my God, their DBs were literally selling all fucking game, bro. And they started off solid. That was the cool part about it. They started off solid. And then you lose the young guy. I think Dean is his name.
Yeah.
Carlton Davis picks up a few horrible penalties
because they was picking on McCollum the rest of the game.
Yeah, because he had to come in. He's the younger guy than Dean, which is the true starter. But he had fucking back problems that he couldn't even fucking stand up. So it's like that was my only thing, bro. Like, don't let them command the game by running the ball when your strength is to stop the run. But the thing about it, that's the messed up part about it is like, because as a DB, you have to know how to track a football, dog. Like, because if you don't, stupid stuff like that happens. I don't
Like
even
that
know if
game,
it's about that, bro. It was just
the game
it was
shouldn't
just
have been
bad
that close
play.
because Jared Goff is making some bad decisions.
It was just bad play. That's what I'm saying. Like there was no. If they were like missing balls wide open in the air, then I'd be like, okay, y'all gotta learn how to track. But it was just bad plays, bro. Holding when you don't need to hold, eye violating when you don't need to eye violate, horrible footwork. Like it was just they were just. I was just like missed tackles.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
bro, the amount of times that Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery got to the outside after breaking the tackle from the inside and then creating more, bro, they just played fucking horrible. Absolutely horrible.
They played
So,
that defense played a very poor game.
That was my only problem, bro. Baker played well. Everybody, this is one thing I said during the game, right? As long as Baker can stay in that 2-minute drill mentality, he's unbeatable. He's literally unbeatable. Like, I don't know if anybody's seen it, but right before halftime,
Hold on, you muted. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, no, it's true. Like a lot of those penalties, but we had a conversation about that last week about they don't allow the DBs they're handcuffing DBs because receivers are grabbing and pulling, but if a DB grabs and pulls, it's a penalty. And if you have to allow them both to fight on each side. Not say it has to be anything blatant, but allow the same freedoms that you're allowing the receivers to have, and they're just not allowing it. And so that it's putting the DBs in very bad situations where you can't put your hands on them because and then on top of it, they don't. When the receiver, like when a corner does, tug and pull just to get a better position on the pass, they don't call it, which I don't mind. But just be consistent with the plays. They're not consistent with the plays and the flags that they're calling. They're just not consistent. So if I get, if you let me rock with it in the first quarter, if I do it in the fourth quarter, then you're throwing a flag. Like you wasn't throwing it all game. Like don't throw it now. So that's my biggest issue with the DBs and just the freedoms that they're not allowed because it's stupid. It's dumb.
I mean, it's not that, and I seen the comment. It's not that they were necessarily panicking. It's just that their eyes were in the wrong. As a DB, when your eyes are in the wrong spot and you can't properly get your eyes on a ball, like that matters. Like your initial eyes at the beginning of the play matters to how you're going to track a ball or how you're going to make a play in the later game, in the later parts of a play. Like your eyes have to be on point or you're going to get beat. And that's what happened a lot. Their eyes were fucked.
They were dumb because this is what me and my defensive coordinator, coach, shout out to Coach Money. Me and him was talking yesterday. We were just talking football. And we were talking about DBs specifically and understanding that bad coaching is what creates bad DBs. They used to tell you when you in zone to watch the quarterback. You should never watch the quarterback. There's never a point in time where you should watch the quarterback.
You should be reading the receivers and the O-linemen. You shouldn't be watching the quarterback.
If you got twins to your side, you should know, okay, the inside guy 9 times out of 10 is coming to me if you're playing outside. And you're reading patterns when you're in zone. And then also what we said was it's easier to teach a man cornerback how to play zone than it is a zone cornerback to play man.
Mm-hmm.
Because a zone cornerback isn't used to stress.
Mm-hmm.
Playing man is stressful.
Very.
So what happens is now that cornerback who's used to playing a typical cover 3 or cover 2, like taking a Tampa 2 cornerback and then telling him, look, you got to lock up that outside, you lost him. He don't know what to do. And exactly.
And you would think
exactly.
It would be easier, right? Right? You would think it'd be easier, right? Just telling somebody, hey, you got him, follow him around all goddamn day, right? You would think that's easy, right? For a lot of people, it's not. Okay, a lot of people cannot do it. It's the reason why man corners, especially tall man corners that can run, are a really hot commodity because not everybody can do it. It's the reason why I got it's the reason why I got a full ride scholarship.
Yep. Because then when you tell that man corner to play zone, his mentality is, I got this area, but he's willing to pick up something that's coming across.
Yeah, because it's the same thing, right? If you're telling
Zone.
a man corner to play zone, all you're telling him is if that man comes in your zone, he's yours. Oh, okay, bet. That's all I got to do. That's simple.
Right. And then taking that zone corner and telling him he has to man up, he's not used to it because his body is used to him telling him, I'd have to occupy this area.
I have to occupy this area. I'm not going to be doing all of that moving and running around. I'm not going to be running a dig across the field. I'm not going to be running a post or a slant across the field because he's used to calling in. He's used to passing shit off, right? He's used to waiting for things to come to him versus attacking and being the attacker and being the aggressor and changing the dynamic of a play based off of the beginning of a play, not up the middle or the end of a play.
I'll clip this because this could be the first time I ever do this ever, and this will be the last time I ever do this. That's why Darrelle Revis looked like shit when he went to Tampa. Because they asked him to do something he was totally uncomfortable. Now, normally a man cornerback going to a zone style defense works, but for whatever reason, he couldn't pick it up. He could not understand the zone coverage. But if you ask him,
which is crazy because it was a simple Tampa too.
It was simple. But if you tell him straight up, like, look, just take that guy over there, he can do that until he just, he got older and he couldn't run no more. I mean, he was always slow, but his age really fucked him over.
Well, tore that ACL, and then after that, it was wraps.
Right. But they never asked Deion Sanders to play zone coverage. Never. If they was running the cover 3, they was like, the cover 3 is on that side. Deion, you playing man coverage on your side.
Period.
No, and that's it. Yeah, same thing with Nandi. When Nandi left and they asked him to start playing a whole bunch of zone.
Yeah.
Well, he just couldn't do it. That's just
he
not
couldn't
who
do
he
it.
is. It's not who he is. I think
it's literally the same thing. All right. We asked Nandi to lock down one side of the field. He said, bet. He goes to Philly, and they're asking him to change sides, and they're asking him to be in this zone and drop to this coverage. And if this guy comes in and you go out, if that guy goes out, you go. That nigga, he heard that shit and said, bro, what did you just tell me?
That motherfucker ADD kicked in.
Okay? It's like SpongeBob when they forgot his name and everything in his brain, and his brain burned. That's what happened to Nandi when y'all told him that. That's the same thing that happened to Revis. He said, wait, what? In a Tampa 2, I got to – and then when okay, but so what happened when he trade? And then what happened in this front? Okay, what happened when he motioned? He said I got a blitz, but what happened if he could? So I got to drop back in the. Yeah, he lost his mind.
This is to go back to me and Moolah still going to have part 2 of our cornerback versus wide receiver conversation. But this is the difference between offense and defense. In defense, you want your guys to react. You don't want them thinking.
Read, run, and react.
Once you start having them guys thinking too much, you lost them. They all fucked up. Once you get a defense overthinking, they're screwed. They're 100% screwed.
It happens every time, bro. It's apparent. It happens every time. That's the thing. You don't want to think as a defense. You want to automatically know not only exactly what you're doing, where you're going, right? So if the offensive coordinator or if an offense has you thinking or has you second guess even for a split second, you're beat. You're beat. And that's the reason why I said during the Tampa game, the DBs not trusting their eyes and eye violating. That's the reason why they're getting beat on a lot of out routes and short routes and fades. Bro, because it's that split second to where the DB doesn't trust his initial instinct and thinks, oh shit, he's probably going to do something else. Or I'm probably going to get pumped or he's probably going to do this. So now I got to scramble and do all this and boom, completion.
No, because I think it was the Tampa game. So I think it was the Tampa game, too, that were on it, where they literally had twins to the right. They ran outside guy ran a slant, and then they ran a quick bubble from the slot to the outside.
Yep.
They were in man coverage. And in man coverage, especially on the goal line, you don't follow nobody. They put twins on that side so that they could run a switch. What you're supposed to do, the outside guy, in his mind, he should already know, if that slot guy comes outside, I got him. I'm leaving the slant to the inside guy.
Mm-hmm.
You pass it off, because if you pass it off like that, guess what? Both routes are now covered, because the quarterback can't throw the slant because the cornerback is already underneath it. He can't throw the fade because the corner is looking dead at it. That's why you pass it off.
You're going to understand something. Although that sounds like zone, it's just transitional man.
Just you're reading the cover, like that's communication between the slot and the outside. Look, if they run a smash route, I'm taking 2, you take 1. That's how that goes. And it's not difficult. It's very easy. Especially if you guys are on the same page. The problem is Tampa defense was not on the same page. They allowed the touchdown, and that's what screwed them in the end. Like that. And we expect more from a Todd Bowles defense because Todd Bowles is a defensive guy. So I don't understand that part. Playing man coverage is always switching, especially inside the 10-yard line. You switch everything. Or you pass everything. It's real simple. Now let's get to the game that ticked me off the most. That was the Bills and the Chiefs. This game irritated my soul so much, mainly because I don't want to look at Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs anymore. And it's not that I don't think they're a good football team. I just don't like the hype that comes along with the Kansas City Chiefs. So that was my thing. But this game was literally just a tale of the Bills didn't make plays. They didn't make them. And Stephon Diggs, for whatever reason, brother, it's not working in Buffalo. I said it last week. If y'all did lose, I'm okay with y'all losing as long as you decide to go back home to Maryland and play for Washington. I'm okay with that. Or if you want to be super ignorant, you can go play for the Ravens. Now that would be sick. That would be cool. Play calling got tight. I don't think the play calling got tight. I just think dudes, the Bills wide receivers didn't make plays. They didn't. Diggs should have caught the bomb in the fourth quarter. That would have put them inside the 20. He might have scored because the DB fell and he had the separation. All he had to do was just catch it, keep his balance, and then walk into the end zone. He just didn't do it. Ball went right through his hands. I still don't think that they do enough in the running game with James Cook. Even though I'm looking at it now, he had 18 carries for 61 yards, but Josh Allen carried the ball 13 times. And, a lot of that was scramble runs and stuff like that, but I don't believe your quarterback should be running him. This is totally different than Lamar Jackson. Because the Buffalo Bills have the adequate weapons on the outside. I like Shakir. I like Diggs. I like the 2 tight ends, Knox and Kincaid. I think they lost Gabe Davis in the first quarter.
Nah, Gabe Davis actually didn't play that whole game because he got hurt last game.
He got hurt last game, right? They stopped the extra lineman in the game. Yeah, true. They did do that. But this is just a case of the Bills really just not showing up again, honestly. I mean, I don't really know what else to quantify it as. They're going to say that Josh Allen played a good game. But did he really play a good game? He ran the ball well, if that's what you want to say. Won't say anything. He ran the ball well. But as a quarterback, his accuracy is still very suspect. He can make a throw here and there every once in a while where everybody says, "Oh, that's why he got drafted." But then he makes other throws where you're like, why did he get drafted? They were dominating the field second half with the extra lineman. They didn't try it in the second half. Right. No, that's what I mean is it's like they don't lean. They can run the ball with their running backs, and they choose not to. And I guess this is the let my quarterback be the superstar syndrome that's going around the NFL, where people think in order for that quarterback to be considered elite, he has to throw for 8 billion yards and do all of the things that they think a quarterback is supposed to do. And we said it, like, they won last week based literally just running the ball.
I had to drop out, get my GED real quick, but I'm saying graduated.
Yeah, exactly. They're trying to make superstars instead of allowing the wins to create the superstar. All you had to do was beat Patrick Mahomes. It don't matter how you do it, just beat Patrick Mahomes.
I said it last week. Yeah, in the game.
Like, just beat him, and you'll get all the respect that you need. It's not about, he threw for 400 yards and 3 touchdowns and ran for another 60 yards and had another 2 touchdowns. Don't do it. Just win the game, dog. Just win the game. At the end of the day, win the game. That's all that matters. But they're so hell-bent on making the quarterback the reason why you won the game that they end up losing the game trying to do that. That's what kicked Pete Carroll in the ass in the Super Bowl against the Patriots. All you got to do is give Marshawn Lynch the ball 2 more times. He scores a touchdown. Game's over.
Let's go home, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go home.
But the thing in their bodies, they're like, oh, no, we got to, Russ got to win MVP and da-da-da. I think you just win the game. Just win the game. Know how I know it's true? Because people really think that Ben Roethlisberger is an elite quarterback. Ben Roethlisberger won 2 Super Bowls and has 0 Super Bowl MVPs. But they'll tell you Eli Manning is not a top 10 quarterback, and he's got 2 Super Bowls and 2 Super Bowl MVPs.
That's some shit.
Just Brady's 2 Super Bowls having 4 touchdowns. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, like they try to make. That's why I said before about what the Pittsburgh Steelers teams have. The Buffalo Bills have a blueprint as well. They do. Now they had an elite quarterback though, but they had an elite wide receiver, an elite running back, and a very good defense.
Also true.
Like, they made it work. And the Bills, like, Thurman Thomas was in the conversation as the best running back in the league with Barry Sanders. They say Tom has 7 rings, not his stats. Yeah, I don't care about this. Tom Brady has only led the league in passing, I think, once. Like, Tom Brady throws the ball when he needs to, not because they want him to. Because even the Super Bowl, the Super Bowl they won in Tampa, yeah, that was turned around and handed off to LeGarrette Blount. Like, that's how they did that. But a lot of these teams, they fear. And I'm gonna get to, as soon as I'm done with this, I have another thing that I'm gonna get to, where if you just follow the blueprints, W's follow. Because Moose, remember we had this conversation about how teams, like they said, this is a passing league,
Mm-hmm.
and pass the ball. That's how you win the game. You got to have elite quarterback.
Yeah, they sure did.
Since the beginning of the playoffs 2 weeks ago, that's the beginning. Every single team has rushed for over 100 yards, except for one. That was the Texans, in their first game, but they won that game. But they outrushed their opponent. And every team that has won has outrushed the opposing team, except for 2. But those were the 2 games that we felt like those teams should have won. That would be the Packers against the 49ers and the Bills against the Chiefs. Now, the Chiefs, the Texans ran for 76 yards and a touchdown in the first round win 2 weeks ago. Outrushed the Browns. The Chiefs ran for 147 yards, and we don't never hear the Chiefs running for 100 and anything yards in any game. but they outran the Miami Dolphins. And the Dolphins were one of the best rushing teams in the league this year. The Packers ran for 143 yards and 3 touchdowns. Lions, 80 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Bills ran for 179 and a touchdown. The Bucks ran for 119. That was in week 1 of the playoffs. Last week, this is where it gets nutty. The Ravens ran for 229 and 2 touchdowns in a playoff game. The Packers outran or outgained the 49ers on the ground 136 to 111. But we all know about the goofiness that happened in that game. They should have won that game. The Lions outgained the Bucks 119. I didn't write down, but it was close in the Bucks game. 2 touchdowns. And then the Bills, these dummies, they ran for 182 yards, but the Chiefs ran for 146. And the field goals and doofiness that happened in that game, they should have won that game. So basically what I've been trying to explain to everybody is this. If you run the ball and play tight defense, you're going to win the game.
Isn't that interesting?
So when teams when they sit there and keep trying to tell you, oh, well, this is a passing league, it always comes down
to how running backs aren't important and stuff, right?
It always comes back to running the ball and playing defense. It always comes back to that. It always comes back.
Just wanted to make sure. But
it can passing the ball during the regular season is cute. It's cute. But we noticed that some of the best offenses in the league had running backs that was running the hell out the goddamn ball.
Yep. Like they always say you gotta run the ball. You gotta be able to run the ball in the playoffs. But just to kind of go back and touch on that, touch on the Bucks game. Todd Bowles, please step in front.
I'm not. Yeah, I totally. Because you had dropped out, got your G.
You know what I'm saying. I had to transition and stuff like that. But what, good sir, why did you not call timeout?
That's what I was waiting on. See, because you call timeout, they attempt a long field goal or they punt, you get the ball back.
Yep.
You give your team a chance to go back down the field. And your offense was humming. Like you can't take that timeout into next season with you. That's not how that works.
Yeah, I'm saying this ain't singular. They don't roll over. Okay. So
they don't roll over. You said singular. You want to see you're an old nigga too. You said singular.
Come on now. I've been around the block a little bit. You feel me? Okay.
Before T-Mobile
minutes, right? Yeah.
Singular was T-Mobile before T-Mobile.
Yeah, but we all know nothing about no singular, man. You feel me? Before T-Mobile was out here with the pink, singular was out here with the orange, man, and the little orange toy. Forget it, y'all wasn't outside. But look, you gotta call that timeout, bro. It's a playoff game. This is do or die. Like
you let 41 seconds tick off that clock.
41, bro. That's damn near a minute. There's no possible way. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I wouldn't be surprised, right, if Todd Bowles doesn't make it through next season, because he already came out this past season and already said that he wanted to coach or be offensive coordinator for somebody else, which tells me he doesn't really want the head coach job in Tampa. And now you're doing something as egregious as this, Todd, bro. Please, Todd, I need you to get your shit together, gang, because that was not good. That was not good.
I'm sitting there like, call timeout.
I'm right here with it, like, hey, come on, it's 40. Niggas just gonna start handshaking and shit. I ought to sock somebody in the face to get a ref timeout, bro. Something, bro. I'm stopping the clock. I'm gonna punch somebody in the damn face so I can stop the clock. Hey, nigga, look at this shit. It's 4th down and we got 35 seconds. What the fuck are we doing? Like,
you know what I should have did? I fucked up because I got the video and I should have did it, but I should have put LeBron's face or put Baker Mayfield's face on LeBron when JR forgot to call it, when they didn't call a timeout when JR grabbed the rebound against the Warriors. Like, I should have did that. I still might.
That would have been perfect. Honestly, I feel like we should, because, bro, you got to call that timeout. I don't care.
You got to. You have to give your offense another shot. But Kansas City, back to Kansas City Bills. Chiefs got lucky. They wide right is a Buffalo thing now. Like,
Oh shit!
for everybody, if you don't know wide right, Giants, Bills in 19. What year was that? It wasn't 86. Was it
Nah,
86?
I think it was the. I think it was the.
It was after that. It was after
Yeah.
that. Yeah, Scott Norwood kicked the shit out that motherfucker to the he fucked that whole game up for the Bills. That's where it all started. Like,
That's when the
Bills-
curse kicked off, bro. That's exactly when the curse kicked off, right there.
because after that, who they lost? I think they lost to. Did they play Washington the next year?
They
Was it the
lost
Cowboys?
to.
Was it the
they lost
Cowboys
to the
twice and then
Cowboys
Washington?
twice, and then Washington.
The Cowboys twice in Washington.
God damn, bro, the NFC East was in y'all ass, boy.
There used to
Goodness
be,
gracious.
there used to be a time for everybody. Look, the champion was if it wasn't the 49ers, it was coming out of the NFC East.
They was in the Bills' ass, boy. God, are y'all sure the Patriots and the Jets and Miami are rivals? Because y'all might hate the NFC East, boy. They done took about 4 of them Jones over them. Y'all, god damn,
Yeah.
boy. Oh, I would be upset, especially if the Cowboys. Nigga.
They lost back to back to them bum ass niggas.
Man, I know Troy Aikman was. Never mind, we're not gonna get into that.
So, let's get to this NFL coaching carousel that's been spinning. It's been spinning. Brian Callahan in Tennessee said he's going to be calling the offense over there, so he's not going to hire.
Excited to work with Will Levis.
Yep. So he's not hiring an offensive coordinator. He's gonna handle all the offensive duties. I'm curious to see what happens with Derrick Henry, if he comes back or not.
Same.
Dave Canales. I think that's how you say his name.
That one was interesting.
It's taking the Panthers job. It's very.
That one was interesting.
And considering I didn't realize the things that the quarterbacks he's been associated with.
Yeah.
So he did his thing this year with Baker. But also Russell Wilson and Geno Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you think about it, the 2 resurgence seasons he's basically responsible for with Geno Smith and Baker.
Basically.
So him going to now deal with Bryce Young, we can look for some better things from the young. Sound like an Asian dude right now. Young.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think he's gonna have Bryce in a better spot. He's definitely gonna look at some receivers in the draft or possibly in the free agent to kind of pick up to get Bryce some help, because I know that was their main problem last year or this past season. So yeah, I'm excited. Definitely, I didn't think that this is where they were gonna go, but I mean, hey, more power to them.
Yeah,
man.
I didn't.
I'm excited.
But once again, see, this is why y'all come to us first. Don't go to the other places. Come here first. We always give it. We always tell you it's better. What the NFL needs to do is hire these younger coaches. Stop doing the retreads. The retreads, not gonna work. Get these young dudes. Let them start building. They have a different type of energy about them.
They got to start somewhere.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they can't get the experience if they don't get the experience.
You got to start them somewhere, man.
Then the surprise, Raheem Morris, Atlanta Falcons.
That one, I'm not gonna lie to you. That one kind of caught me off guard in Atlanta. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know if it's official, but everything that is pointing to Raheem Morris will be the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons.
No, it's official. It is.
They made it official. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're Raheem Morris, do you make that call to Cam?
I feel like,
because Cam said it's Atlanta or nobody.
I know, and honestly, I'd make the call, right? And if I can't get a draft if I can't get a QB in the draft this year, probably just gonna rock with Ritter and Heineke and have them all three battle it out. Which I know probably Cam's gonna end up coming up on top, but I think Cam in that offense is more explosive than either one of those other two options.
And I think Cam is the better option. That's number one. Number two, if you really want to set Atlanta off, you want to create a home field advantage. Cam Newton as your quarterback with those young weapons, with Bijan Robinson, with Drake London, with Kyle Pitts, with Max Hollins, with that defense, led by Jesse Bates. I think you can. Hey, remember when I know what it used to feel like when Michael Vick was there.
Well, I mean, and just everybody, I want everybody to kind of rock with me with this, right? We seen what Cam did with no weapons, right? We seen what he did in Carolina with no weapons. We seen what he did in New England with no weapons. We seen what he did back in Carolina with no weapons, right? Mm-hmm. He's always been successful or some way, shape, or form successful. I know everybody's going to try to build off his last season and how he went out his last season, but again, who were the fucking Panthers? Who did they have? Absolutely fucking nobody. So let's not do that.
Nobody.
Right? Imagine him, right? Just being Cam, right? Whether he can be game manager Cam or he can still be super Cam. Imagine him with Bijan, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, and resurgence of that defense. If they can start bringing them some better players of their defense, because Jesse Bates has already started to command control of that defense, right? Cordell Patterson,
they got legit corners, like their corners,
and they got legit corners, like their corners, right. Okudah and AJ Terrell, I think, right?
Yeah, yep. That defense
a great safety. That defense
is ready to go. That defense is ready
to go.
Very
underrated, right? I think if they tighten up the D line and probably get some better run stopping backers in there, they're going to be formidable, right?
And you put Cam, I'm telling you, and I think if Cam is the quarterback, you might be able to get a free agent or two to come through.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying,
snacks and people. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, don't wait too much on what we've seen prior from Cam with no weapons. Imagine this new resurgence Cam with these young weapons and a new innovative coach in Raheem Morris.
And Cam sat out this year, so his body got a time to heal. So you're going to get a healthy Cam. You're going to get a motivated Cam.
Smarter Cam, right?
Smarter Cam. Oh, give it to me. Give it to me. I'll take that. I'll take it. So with Raheem Morris taking the Falcons job, there has been a lot of scuttlebutt floating around that there's a possibility Andy Reid may be stepping down from Kansas City. Now,
I've heard this more times than I've liked to, and it's starting to scare me.
Because I'll get to that in a second, but I was like, but with all of that being said, the possibility of Bill Belichick replacing Andy Reid in Kansas City is something that has been thrown around. And, Ryan Clark was very adamant about how no one wants Bill Belichick because we don't know Bill Belichick. It hasn't been good without Tom Brady. And I'm like, that's cool, but most head coaches suck when you don't have the guy at quarterback, unless your name is Mike Tomlin. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like you can't win with a crappy quarterback unless
you want to know what I don't like, right? I really don't like the narrative that Bill Belichick, right? And I know I get it, right? Tom left, he won. You feel me? I get it, right? But people are trying to equate the Patriots' failures to Bill, right? And I get it. He is the head coach and the GM, right? So a lot of the draft picks are on him, right? Now, it's no fault of his own that N'Keal Harry didn't work out, right? Like everybody thought he was going to work out, right? Look, they still got Malik Cunningham in their back pocket, right? They draft amazing defensive.
Right. What I hate the most when they have these conversations is that, the quarterback he missed on this. I was like, but all y'all were the same people in the draft that was talking Mac Jones was the second coming of Tom Brady. Now that he doesn't pan out to be that, now you're mad at the dude. Now that you're mad at Bill Belichick, right?
Well,
no,
I mean,
I know he brought the groceries and he couldn't cook with them, and I totally get it. I was like, but you don't know what any of these dudes are going to be when you draft them. You just cross your fingers and pray to God that it pans out. Because Tom Brady got picked in the 6th round. How many quarterbacks got picked before Tom Brady? Brock Purdy was the last pick in the draft.
Pick 199. That was Tom Brady.
He was
don't forget.
The last pick. And
Brock
look
Purdy
at
was
what he
Mr.
is.
Irrelevant.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know. There was how many quarterbacks was picked before Patrick Mahomes, before Lamar Jackson? You don't know. You have no idea how any of this is going to work.
And you can't blame Bill for trying to essentially elevate people within his own staff, right? Like everybody wants to talk about the Matt Patricia hire for offensive coordinator, and bro,
that's
at the end of the day,
that's a whole nother thing. Is where when Lamar was when the teams was looking to trade for Lamar, didn't nobody step up? Because what was everybody saying? Oh, well, Lamar can't do this. He's not this. Well, he about to win his 2nd MVP.
Hey, I remember a specific coach in Atlanta that sat there and said that he has nothing that they need, he has nothing to offer that they need.
Right. This is a guy who literally has Desmond Ridder as their starting quarterback.
This is a guy who lost his fucking job.
Right. Rightfully.
Because it wasn't Arthur Blank that said that. It was Arthur Smith that said that.
Right.
So
now,
yeah.
Could you imagine Lamar in Atlanta with Bijan Robinson?
Kyle Pitts.
With Kyle Pitts.
Patterson. Tyler Algier. Drake London. Damn.
Yeah. Like, ridiculous. But we don't, like, Bill, like I said, is he an acquired taste? Yes. But every coach isn't going to be, like, we had this conversation last week. Every coaching style is different. Everybody is going to bring something different to the table. You just got to figure out if it's going to work for you. And Andy Reid wasn't Andy Reid when he was in Philly, because everybody talked shit about him. How he can't win the big game. How he can't do this. How he can't do that. His players, even that backsliding, goofy ass fucking Shady McCoy, was talking crazy shit about Andy Reid.
Sure was.
And then where did he end up? Playing for Andy Reid in Kansas City.
Andy Reid. Got a
and
Super
now he's caping for him on TV.
Ain't that some shit, right?
So come on. Like Andy Reid, Andy Reid wasn't this bona fide Hall of Famer until he got to Kansas City and won.
But all I'm saying is don't put all your marbles in one jar because of what we've seen for the last 20 years with the Patriots, right? Like, of course, he's going to try to elevate his guys and put the guys that he's had on the coaching staff on to the point where if he does leave or he does decide to step down, he knows that they're in good hands, right? Obviously, that didn't work out, right? It did kind of sort of because now he got Gerard Mayo in there. We already know Gerard Mayo has been baking in Bill Belichick's oven for fucking years, okay? But allow him to grow, right? If he goes to Atlanta, first of all, I don't understand why you conducted 15 fucking interviews in the first goddamn place. 15 interviews it took to hire Raheem Morris. So it don't take that long. I ain't even gonna fucking lie to you. But the reason why you give Bill Belichick another chance in this league to coach, right? And is because now he's had time to learn from his mistakes and he can go to another team to the point where it's a fresh new start and he doesn't have to feel like he needs to elevate the guys that he's had under him for years. He can go out and get who he wants and get who he vibes with and get who at the end of the day they can work together. And now it's looking like a Josh McDaniels and Bill Belichick was before, right? Even though Josh McDaniels is looking, of course, we already know how he looks right now, but we can't deny that match with Tom Brady looked amazing. So who's to say that match with another quarterback?
Drew Bledsoe was doing Tom Brady before Tom Brady got there.
Come on now. I mean,
like, you got to have a good quarterback. Like, unless you're Mike Tomlin. I'm gonna keep saying this.
Literally, because he's the only one.
He's the only one we have evidence of who could continuously win and not have that guy at quarterback.
Like, I'm just saying, like, I definitely feel like Bill deserves a job in this league, bro. Like, you have to give somebody of that caliber another job. Like, but
this is where I was going to wear my Washington jersey and hat today. If you're Washington I know you had Eric Bieniemy in the fold. He's actually interviewing for the head coaching job now. Do you tell Eric Bieniemy, look, you're probably not going to get a head coaching job because everybody's still holding against you all the dumb shit.
Mm-hmm.
But stay here. Stay here. We'll draft Caleb Williams, put all this stuff together, but we bring in Bill Belichick. You run the offense. Bill's going to run the defense. He's going to be the head coach. You can continue. You can learn for another couple years. You learned under Ron Rivera last year. You can pick Bill's brain this year. And when Bill's ready to go, we'll slide you right on in.
Mm-hmm. I mean, because now you got a new ownership group, right? You got Magic Johnson in there. Magic Johnson definitely believes in second chances and third chances and all stuff like that. So, that's not a bad idea. And like the thing about it is, a lot of people are missing is a lot of people are going to wait until Eric Bieniemy gets in. I keep saying this because it's going to happen, and when it happens, I want everybody to come back to the show and like this motherfucking video, okay? When it happens, when Eric Bieniemy gets a head coaching job, they're going to wait until that job is finalized to start bringing up all of his past shit, and then they're going to try to railroad him out of the league and blah stuff like that, blah blah blah. I think, and I'm on the same page as Mel, I think if he gets under that Bill Belichick kind of moniker, because he's had Andy Reid, right? He's had Ron Rivera, right? He's had two of the most respected guys in the league, right? As far as head coaches, you get that third guy in Bill Belichick under your belt and under that and on that resume. Now people look, they can't at that point they can't deny you a job, you know?
Right.
Like there's just too much weight on that Jones for somebody to deny you work of that caliber. So
and I think it'll make sense because he's already proven that his offense can be his offense, because we saw what Sam Howell did. We saw what Jacoby Brissett looked like when he took over for Howell. Like, we've seen it. Now you got all these young weapons. That team is ready to win.
mm-hmm.
You need a guy to come in and stabilize the defense. That can be Bill Belichick.
Quarterback away. We've been saying it all year. They quarterback away.
They got the second pick in the draft. Okay. Now, if the Bears are going to do what I think they're going to do and keep Justin Fields, draft Marvin Harrison Jr., that means Caleb Williams drops to number 2.
True.
Now, I am not a Caleb Williams guy. That is not who I would take if I was Washington. But because everybody they're making the big deal about what Caleb Williams is and who he is and what he can do, and he's the closest thing to Patrick Mahomes, yada, 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 cool. Who turned Patrick Mahomes into the dude that he is? The guy in Washington.
There you go.
So you draft Caleb Williams, you put him in this offense, you turn his ass loose.
With those weapons, yeah, you do. Absolutely.
And now you see what happens. All right? Now, I'm mad that everybody's putting all this weight into Jaden Daniels now. Oh, he's the second best quarterback. Don't do that, because I need the Raiders to draft. Don't do that. I need y'all to keep liking Drake May.
I got thoughts on my Raiders and what quarterback they should take, and nobody's gonna like it. And guess what? I really don't give a fuck. I'm not even gonna lie to you, but we'll get into that another time because this ain't a draft show.
It's not draft show. And then Harbaugh, like we predicted, like everybody pretty much was saying, he went to the Chargers. That's gonna be scary.
I don't think it's gonna work, dog.
You don't think so? Why not?
Nope.
Why not?
And here's why. I don't think it has nothing to do with Jim Harbaugh's coaching ability. It has nothing to do with the talent around the team.
You're just going with the Chargers.
Nah, bro. Look. Listen, because it actually plays into who Jim Harbaugh actually is, bro, and who he's used to coaching, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me something. Past few years, where has Justin Herbert finished in passing?
At least in the top 5.
At least in the top 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
For sure. So, we all know that Jim Harbaugh is this hard-nosed. He's going to condense you, right? Run the ball type shit, right? Just like he did with the Niners, right? Isn't there another quarterback that went to Michigan in the draft right now? I think his name is JJ McCarthy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for sure. And then Isn't both of his running backs actually coming out this year too from Michigan?
Yes.
Oh, okay, for sure. So, and this is just me speculating. Right? I'm just throwing it out there, right? We all know that Jim Harbaugh has no problem with shaking the room and getting his guys in there.
No, I told. So what did I say a couple weeks ago? I said, look, if you're going to bring in a new coach like Jim Harbaugh, I said it with the Bears, but I even said it with San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a king's ransom. You can get a king's ransom for Justin Herbert.
Come on. Like, because you about to finish where I'm going. You might as well go ahead and drive it home.
Yeah, no, you strip it down to this bare bones. You go get JJ McCarthy. You can draft. I think he might be able to get both Blake Corum and Edwards in the draft.
Come on.
Then you bring in. You can bring it, and we know what he can do is he can build a team. He can build it.
What's
and Harbaugh, if you build it, he will come.
From coming off of Justin Herbert and Austin Eckler, and even probably Keenan Allen for a shit ton of boatload of picks or
players
to build this team the way he fucking wants to. Because we all know he's not a guy who wants to pass the ball down the field all the fucking time. That's who Justin Herbert is, right? He's gonna look at him and be like, yeah, I like you.
No, but I think
I like you.
But I think he can. I think you can keep Herbert because you can run pretty much what he did at Oregon. That was a run-based offense.
I don't think Herbert's going to want to stay there, though. I don't think Herbert's going to want to be confined to that kind of offense. I think he wants to spread his wings and show everybody the type of kid or the type of arm talent he actually has. He's already been renowned as one of the best passers in the league. Everybody's been saying it.
Here's a question. Now answer me this. Would you do this? I know these two teams would never do it, but I think they both could benefit from doing it. Because I think this quarterback he's a Harbaugh type of guy. Because I don't know if he's going to be able to get JJ. But if you called the 49ers and said, yo, straight up. Well, I don't think you can do it straight up because I think Herbert's contract is way too much. But if you can get Brandon Ayuk and Brock Purdy for Justin Herbert and a draft pick, would you do it?
You know he would fucking do it in an instant, bro. You know he would do it in an instant, dog. He would do it in an instant because those are two perfect players for the offense that he wants to run.
That's why I said those two.
So he would do it. I know he would do it in an instant. I would do it.
Right?
I would, right? Because now I'm probably going to get back some picks or probably some other players for those two guys, right? Probably a shit ton of picks. I don't even want to fucking lie to you, right? And now as the Niners, I can go out and I can get some receivers, and
Purdy is he's a Harbaugh type of guy. He's a underdog, not the best, but I can get what I want out of him.
Yeah, hard nose, into Iowa, listens very well, right? Technical, yeah, no, definitely. I would do it, but that's the reason why I say I'm not saying it's not going to work with Jim Harbaugh being in the Chargers. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that relationship dynamic between him and Herbert, I don't think it's going to work. I've already called it. I think Herbert's probably going to be out of there by next summer, and Eckler's probably going to be gone by next summer. If not this offseason, if they don't try to make some kind of crazy moves.
I don't think they keep Austin Eckler.
I just think that team is going to look very, very different come 2025.
Well, no, because he's not going. They're not going to want to pay Austin Eckler the amount of money he wants. He's going to want to get paid.
They're not, and honestly, he's not worth it anymore.
Even though he fits the mold of a Harbaugh running back, the Mike Harts, the Blake Corum, like he fits the little short, stubby, hard nose in between the tackle type running back.
Yep.
Yeah, I just don't think they're going to pay him that amount of money to do those things. So, yeah, but I'm here for it. Like, for him to come in there and be like, you know what, fuck everybody, I'm going to change this bitch up. I'm not mad at it. Because
I'm betting shit, bro. Herbert gone, Eckler gone, Keenan Allen gone. I'm going to stick with Mike Williams. You're probably going to get some young guys in the draft. And
I'm like this,
rock, bro.
If I'm him, look, and this is just Mel. See, now I'm putting on my fan hat. I'm gonna take my real nigga hat on, put my fan hat on. I'm calling Washington. I'm like, give me that second pick. I'll give you Justin Herbert.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now. Second pick for Justin Herbert. What you need?
No. Washington got the second pick.
They got the second pick. Second pick for Justin Herbert. What you trying to do? What you trying to do? You feel me?
Because that's crazy. You put Herbert with that offense, you get. I think shit.
Those two running backs, those weapons, reach for that defense a little bit. Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Fucking
yeah. There's a lot of stuff.
Eric Bieniemy jizz on himself for that.
Man, and this is the reason why I've been saying it, right? Because, like I said, I'm not saying it's not going to work with Jim Harbaugh in LA. All I'm saying is that don't expect that relationship between Herbert and Harbaugh to be there for long, okay?
Because even with that, let's say you get the second pick, you don't need that second pick. Now you ransom that pick for a bunch of other picks, and you drop down in the draft, and then you start stockpiling dudes. Yeah, I mean,
because JJ's gonna fall. Because JJ's gonna fall. He knows JJ's gonna fall, right? So he can literally stockpile a whole bunch of picks, grab JJ, grab Blake, probably grab one of those fucking dope ass tackles that they got that's coming out of Michigan as well, right? And he can literally recreate his whole. He can be like the Philadelphia Eagles and recreate the whole Michigan team. But you feel me?
Okay. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad.
I've been calling it since I heard the news, and I promise you, if it's not happening this summer, by next summer, watch it. That whole dynamic of that team is going to change. Promise you, and it's going to start.
I'm not mad at that at all. To be honest with you, I'm not. There's a lot of shit he could do though.
He can do so much.
There's a lot he can do. It's a lot. I'm not. Hey, we don't know. You know how we do. We start talking, and then things start to percolate, and then everybody got to come back here and be like, you know what, y'all was right.
Hey man, you know what I'm saying? Because if you just know, if y'all heard it, if y'all hear it from anybody else, just know.
Yeah.
Just know where y'all heard it from first. You feel me?
Right. And okay. What else did I get? What else did I miss? Anything? Harbaugh? No. Those are all the coaching stuff that I want to touch on. Okay. Let's touch on these conference championship games and give our picks. We'll start with the Ravens and the Chiefs because I'm have a long soliloquy about the 49er game. It's my Stephen A. Smith word.
I like that word too. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like that word too.
Should everything go the way that it should go? This game should not be that close.
Yeah, everybody's expecting the Ravens to not blow the Chiefs out, but I ain't gonna lie to you. I gotta blow. I'm not gonna lie. This matchup is not very well for them.
It does not. It doesn't bode very well for the Kansas City Chiefs. And if that defense shows up and do what I think that defense is gonna do, it's gonna get ugly fast. Like
very fast.
Real fast. Because I think that I'm still waiting because Odell still owes me a Super Bowl MVP. So I'm still waiting for that Odell game where Odell just, he gives us that glimpse of old Odell. I hope it comes in the Super Bowl. But we're gonna get some Lamar magic. That running game is gonna get to going. It's gonna get tough. They're gonna stress out that Kansas City defense. That Kansas City defense, that's a high level defense. I'm not taking nothing away from them.
That's the high point of their team.
I just think they're gonna get overwhelmed. They're gonna get overwhelmed.
Well, they don't match up. They don't match up well in this game. I'm not even gonna lie to you. In all three levels, you can call it 2 levels. In all 3 levels, in all facets of the game, they don't match up well. Okay, and I get it. They got Pacheco, right? But he's been kind of banged up here and there going through it. So I definitely see the Ravens coming out, stopping the run. They have no threat at receiver, bro. I'm sorry, but the Ravens just do not fear Travis Kelce like everybody else used to. He's clearly lost his step. And it's a matchup nightmare. I'm sorry. It's a matchup nightmare. I get it. But it's not going to be pretty. I really don't see this game being close, being pretty at all.
And the Ravens can do two things very well against it. Like, they can get pressure with 4 if they need to. And if they send that blitz, I don't know if Kansas City can hold up. Because there's too much speed coming off those edges on the Ravens defense. It's too much speed. The linebackers are fast, the corners are fast, like they all coming. All of them. So it's gonna be tough. They're gonna have to really work to win this game, Kansas City. You're gonna have to really work or pray that the offense has a very bad day.
I mean, even if the offense has a very fucking bad day, if Ravens come out and stop the run from Kansas City, I'm sorry. Even if Marlon Humphreys isn't 100%, bro, there's no receiver on the Kansas City Chiefs that's going to pose any way, shape, or form of a threat.
Yeah, so
I just don't see it.
It's going to be tough. That's why it's just tough. Like, you're dealing, and even like what makes it so hard is that even if you play solid defense against the Ravens, you got to deal with Lamar's legs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the problem. Like, do you take a man out of coverage to spy Lamar? That's another problem.
Because Mark Andrews is playing this week.
And he is, yeah. And so now you got to deal with him and Isaiah Likely. It gets bad. Like, it gets, look.
This is a matchup nightmare.
Yeah, it's just a matchup nightmare, dog.
It's a matchup nightmare. Like, the Ravens can run the ball better. They can pass the ball better. They're better on defense. Like, this is legit a matchup nightmare, bro. If Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes ain't on they Obi-Wan, Luke Skywalker shit where they just in sync and he going up, like, it's not. But this is where I think it gets dicey for most teams. And I don't think other teams have the ability to do this. Is that the Ravens can take Kyle Hamilton, and tell him, look, you got Kelce, man up. Oh, you mean what they did with the Niners, and that's the reason why Brock Purdy threw 4 picks.
Yeah, because Kyle Hamilton can play. He's big, so he's fast, so he can run with these tight ends, and he can take them one-on-one, make those throws tough. And then when you do that, and then you playing coverage everywhere else, you're relying on Marquez Valdez-Scantling. You're relying on Rice. You're relying on these young kids or unproven dudes to make all the plays. But the Ravens got a bunch of dudes in the secondary that can handle all of that.
Yeah, I mean, let's get to the bottom of this, man. Let's go ahead and get to the bottom of this. Let's call this what it really is, bro. This is the people versus the Swifties, okay? And at this moment, where it presently stands,
wait a minute, did we do this?
The people can't let the Swifties win, bro.
Can't let the Swifties win.
All right. Can't let the Swifties win, bro. Okay. There is literally a wave on all forms and levels of social media. People are calling for Lamar Jackson and the Ravens to end the Swifties era. Okay. I'm talking about players, teams, okay, motherfuckers fans who don't even like the Ravens or Lamar Jackson, okay, they are coming out with videos on TikTok, okay? I've seen a whole 3 montages of people coming out saying, Lamar, it is on you, okay? It's on you and the Ravens to end and save us from this curse that is Taylor Swift, okay? Now, I honestly don't think that there's any motherfucking problem.
Look, Taylor Swift can't overshine the Super Bowl that Usher is about to put on.
Is that what everybody's worried about? The Swifties taking over the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Well, I think we'll be in good faith, bro. I think Lamar. Well, I think Lamar got it. Like I said, it's a matchup nightmare. I don't see anything. I don't see any way that the Chiefs can win this game.
We said it before. Even I told you, I said, look, whoever was going to win the Texans-Ravens game, that was my pick to go to the Super Bowl. I'm not changing that. I said beginning of the season that the Ravens and the 49ers were headed on a collision course in the Super Bowl, and we are 1 game away from that.
Yeah.
So here we are. And with the Lions 49ers game, I'm gonna get to this. Now I told y'all I was watching Speak, and these dummies, they need to change the name of that show. It's fucking stupid. Speak, because they speak gibberish. they were asking who has more pressure on them to win this game, the offense with Brock Purdy or the defense. And the reasons, like when they give you the reasons, then it should make sense. Like, oh no, it's the defense got more pressure. They're gonna win this game if the defense do what the defense do, not Brock Purdy. But they're gonna tell you, oh no, it's Brock Purdy. He's got to go out and he's got to win the game. Well, he can't win the game if the defense don't do their job.
Well, I mean, yeah.
If Brock Purdy, let's say the 49ers go out and drop 70 on the line. But the 49er defense give up 71. Is that Brock Purdy's fault?
That would be the greatest thing I've ever seen. That would be the greatest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Like, that's not, like, if the strength of the Detroit Lions is their offense, and the strength of the 49ers is the defense, then the defense has to show up. Because we don't think that the strength of the Lions is their defense.
Nope.
No, they got Aiden Hutchinson. They got some guys over there.
Yeah, they definitely got some guys over there. I like their backers. Their front seven is pretty solid.
But if we're gonna say what makes the Detroit Lions, we're gonna say it's that offense.
Yep.
It's Jared
Absolutely.
Goff. It's the running game. It's Amon St. Brown in the passing game. Like that's what they're gonna lean on. Because we're going to assume that the 49ers and Kyle Shanahan are going to figure out what to do on offense to make things happen, to get the mismatches that they want, to get Christian McCaffrey the ball, to get Ayuk the ball, to get Kittle the ball. We'll find out about Deebo Samuels if he's going to play or not.
Yep.
But we figure that's going to work. But it's up to that defense and Fred Warner to stop the running game of the Detroit Lions. Because if they don't, Eminem is going to be performing at the Super Bowl.
Eminem going to be in the goddamn M zone eating mom spaghetti if y'all don't win this damn game.
You understand me? They're going to look at Usher like, yo, so how about you want to split that? Like, we want, because M called and said he want to perform too.
Oh, shit. That would be the funniest thing ever. I swear that would be the greatest. That's the reason why I need Detroit to win. I'm not even gonna lie to you. This is why I need Detroit to win. This is why I've been on Detroit's side for the longest, bro. All season. I need it. Okay. Mom Spaghetti, the restaurant finna go start. Sales finna be out the roof.
Oh no, they done.
Okay?
Like if Detroit makes it to the Super Bowl, Mom Spaghetti is literally. They might have. I've never seen a Mom Spaghetti commercial, but I bet you this. I know. I know. There's gonna be at least 2 during the Super Bowl.
Man, Little Caesars is gonna be sold out. You ain't gonna be able to get no pizzas. Okay. Eminem is gonna drop a new diss track, dissing every rapper in the game.
Now, the only way this could get nuttier, the only way, and I don't want this to happen, is if we have Taylor Swift and Eminem at the Super Bowl.
That shit would be disgusting.
Yeah, I don't want that though. I don't want that. I want to see 2 insanely dope offenses in the 49ers and the Ravens. 2 insanely ill defenses, the 49ers and the Ravens. For 4 quarters, play chess.
I can understand that. I just don't want to see the Niners in the Super Bowl. So
I know you don't want to see it. I know.
I want to see the Lions, man. I'm going with Dan the Man Campbell. You know what I'm saying? Dan Gamble is what they calling. Dan the Man. Gotta give it Dan the Man. I gotta give it to Dan the Man. I just want to see this for Detroit. I ain't even gonna lie to you. The lean game finna start going crazy. Motherfuckers finna be eating spaghetti and pizza for about 7 goddamn months.
But Monty called it the Gator Bowl. He said because everybody from Detroit gonna show up in them pink Gators.
Oh my gosh, man. D12 gonna make it a resurgence. I don't know. It's gonna be lit in Detroit. You feel me?
Could you imagine? Look, Big Sean, all of them, they gonna be there.
You mean you come on, dog? And I ain't even gonna lie to you. This is the thing, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, bro. Like NFL, y'all really fumbled the bag on this promo game. Like, how do you not have Big Sean and E40 going head to head on some, you feel me, Detroit,
That
San
would be-
Francisco, Detroit. Come on, bro. Like, how y'all fumble
I
the
would
bag
have
on
did
this
that. Yeah,
promo?
I would have. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Like,
I'm with you on
what?
that.
Even E40 and Eminem, like, y'all gotta, how y'all fumble the bag on that promo, man? Come on, bro. We can't be doing this. This is time. Time is money. We need this we need these dollars, okay?
Yeah.
That's $1 billion marketing advertisement
That
plan
is.
right there. You
And
get
they would
Big
do it for
Sean, and
free,
you get
too.
E40. Come on, bro.
They
Come
do
on,
it
dog.
for free.
Come on, dog. Can't
Yeah.
believe it. They got Mom Spaghetti commercials and carne asada tacos in the goddamn background for the bag. Like, what are we doing here? Y'all fumbled the bag. Y'all fumbled the bag. Put me on payroll. I got you.
Right. I'm with you on that. I'm with you. So you're going Lions.
Dan the man gamble, man. You feel
All
me?
right, I'm going 49ers. So we're gonna find out who wins this game based on that. We're gonna find out. Because when is the game? The game's and who's playing on what day? Is what I mean.
3?
Um,
Because I know the Ravens game's at 12.
the Raven game is Saturday. No, they're both on Sunday.
Yeah, they both are on Sunday.
Yeah.
So 12 and then 3:30.
Okay, so we'll find on Monday. We will find out.
Yeah,
Well-
man. Yeah, we might have to do an impromptu live on Tuesday.
We're gonna have to.
I don't know.
We've been saying it, but we got to do it. We got to figure out. We got to do it.
Yeah, we might have to get my boy DJ in the on the show too that day, man. Have him come drop some gems on.
We're gonna have to do. You know what? We're gonna say it right now. We're gonna do a Super Bowl preview show. We're gonna figure out how we can make that happen.
Yeah, we gonna get to cooking in the backstage, man. We gonna get our Bobby Flay on. You know what I mean? And see what we got going on.
Yeah. So once again, we still waiting on our brother to return. He's on. GQ is on his way. He's coming.
The GQ train is actually on the way. It's left it's officially left the station, and
Right.
he'll be here in the next few stops.
Right. So we're gonna. Well, it's a nice little build up. I got to talk to him backstage and see when he's coming back to Gentleman's Talk. I want to be there when he makes his triumphant return. And then especially
My boy had a few
when he comes back
pop-ups throughout the week these past few weeks, but you know what I'm saying? It's all good. It's not a permanent thing yet.
But yeah, we're here.
Yeah, you know what it is, man.
It's been a Football Friday. Don't think we got some things lined up too for when football season is over. We still going to keep this train going. A lot of football content, a lot of things. I did a trademark lookup on that thing that we was talking about. We might have to just change that name a little bit.
Okay,
but
most definitely
going to do that. So
okay.
That's going to be a big thing in the off season of football. We're going to continue our football conversation, but we're going to take it a different route, another way.
And don't forget, football is never over because we do got the UFL and the spring league coming up. So you still will be getting some really good football content.
We got the 7-on-7 flag league as well that we're going to get into. So football, we got football 12 months out of the year now.
Literally all year long. Okay, we ain't gonna never be without football.
We got the draft, we got mini camps, we got all that. We here. So another dope ass show. Been a Football Friday. Any last words before we run up out of here, Mook?
Just want to say appreciate y'all for sliding through. I did see we got a few extra new subscribers, so shout out to y'all for that. Every single person, every single comment, it's needed, it's necessary. So we appreciate y'all for that. Keep showing the love. We'll be back on Monday, basket to basket. You know what I'm saying? We got a crazy show for y'all. We'll be talking about what the recent news is going on in the NBA. Like I said, we're gonna do an impromptu live probably on Tuesday, so look out for that. Wednesday, of course, Gentleman's Talk, and we're gonna welcome in our new guest or our new permanent co-host, Rod. So shout out to my boy Rod. Shout out to DJ Michael B and GQ for incorporating somebody new onto their show. Thursday PVT, and then y'all know what it is. We back here on Friday.
Back here on Friday. All right. That's how we gonna end it. I'm waiting. I'm anticipating GQ coming back. The show is always the show, but the show is the best version of the show when the squad is all in the building. So with all of that being said, thanks to all the new subscribers. Keep listening on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you're listening to, YouTube, wherever you're watching. Hit the TikTok, hit the Instagram. Moolage is in Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. But we there. Follow us. Tweet us. Oh, and give us some questions. I like arguing with people too. So
yeah, this is drop some questions, man. In the TikToks, on Twitter, whatever. Drop some questions, man. We'll put them up on the screen. We'll bring them up on the show. And don't be scared to give if you want to be a guest either. We encourage all guests.
Oh yeah, and we're looking for guests too. That's another thing. It was something that we definitely want to start implementing moving forward. We want to have more guests. We love, we are what we are, but we are nothing without you guys. So to give you guys some love and stuff like that, come on the show, give your opinions, argue with us for a little bit. It is what it is. We enjoy it. We embrace the debate. Yep. That's what we do over here.
Yep. That's what we do.
Yeah. So till next week.
Yeah, come on, push a button.
Push the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn